Alright, what's happening? Dude, it's been ages since I filmed one of these videos. Probably 3 weeks, maybe even longer than that. But I spent some time in Florida, just hanging out with family and stuff like that. Just had some other shit going on. Sometimes these videos have to take a backseat to real life nonsense. But whatever, I got some shit pulled out and we're gonna talk about it. Let's do it. First up, this is what we're listening to. This is the new Lampier album, The Alchemy of Cursed Blood. Yeah. So this is one of those bands, it's like, kind of comes out of nowhere and it's super fucking hyped immediately, which I think is stupid almost 100% of the time, and even closer to 100% of the time, it's completely unjustified. But Perverse Homage had some shit go up for sale. My buddy Ethan texted me and was like, hey, Perverse Homage has some shit up. And I knew it included some Sanguine Relic tapes, and I actually do like the Sanguine Relic stuff, despite everything I just said. But this was one of the other things. I knew it was a new album. I had a bit of extra money, so I said, fuck it. And I was right, because it sounds exactly how you think it would sound. It's just super raw black metal. Good stuff, nothing over-the-top crazy special, but I like it, so yeah. Okay, so I actually did something I hadn't done in a long time for one of these videos. I filmed one, I edited one, and then I scrapped it. And the reason I did that was because throughout the entire video, I just didn't feel like it turned out well. Not good enough, anyway. And at the very end, I fucked up the title of the very last thing that I'm going to talk about. And right when I saw that, I was like, nah, so I'm going to just refilm this shit. So not only do I have to refilm it, I also have to re-edit the entire video, which is the time-consuming part. Whatever, dude. I have a couple 7 inches pulled out here. Let's do it. First up, this is Drowning the Light with the Patron Saint of Filth and Mold. So I think that this came out in like 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And out of all of the Drowning the Light 7 inches that I have, I think this might be my favorite. And I would actually say that being this record is super easy to get a hold of. It's real cheap. And it sort of spans almost every style of music that Drowning the Light is sort of known for. I would say this is a great place to start with Drowning the Light for somebody who has maybe never heard it, or maybe somebody who kind of maybe likes some of the stuff but not everything. I think this would be a good place to start because, like I said, it sort of spans all the styles of black metal, and I guess not even the not black metal stuff that Drowning the Light does. For example, the opener track on this thing, the title track, is like 35 seconds of like a creepy organ, which is a great way to start the album out. The second song, Ashen Skies, is a really short, fast track, but it's very diverse. It changes a bunch of times, and that makes it a very quick 2.5 minutes. That's a great tune. My favorite on this is the first song on side B, Mourning for the Sanguine Goddess, because that song is a bit more sort of typical for what you would hear from Drowning the Light. It's just a great fucking tune, man, and this whole thing is really good. So yeah, let me show you the packaging. That was the album cover. Maxime Tacardi did this, if I'm not mistaken. Real fucking weird. There's the back there. You got this naked lady. The track listing, obscure abhorrence, limited to 666 copies. The black vinyl, which is what this is limited to 566 copies. There's the inside right here. You have a shot of the band, some information, credits, shit like that. And on this side, you have this naked lady. Yeah, it is just black vinyl. I think it's 566 copies on black vinyl. I don't remember what the 100 was, but knowing Obscure Abhorrence, it was probably like yellow with purple splatter or something else equally unfitting. Anyway, like I said, if you don't know if you like Drowning the Light or not, maybe you've heard some of it and you like some songs, this is a great place to start. It's cheap, it's diverse, it's just great, man. So if you don't own this, you gotta own this. That's Drowning the Light with the Patron Saint of Filth and Mold. Next up, we have a split. Goat Moon split with Dark Fury. Goat Moon is a band that I absolutely love. Dark Fury is a band that I really like, and this split is fucking awesome. And what's really cool about this, I think this was put out in 2017 if I'm not mistaken, but what's really cool about this is the Goat Moon song itself. The Goat Moon song on this thing is called Raging with the Lion's Blood. It's very, very uncharacteristic for Goat Moon in 2017. The song is a lot more feral, it's a lot more raw. Definitely not something that would have been on like Stella Polaris, for example. Maybe something that would have come out a lot earlier, maybe around 2004. And somewhere halfway through the Goat Moon song, 3/4 of the way through, something like that, The music kind of really slows down, gets real quiet, and then there's like this hate speech over the song. That's no complaint at all, man. This is probably one of the coolest songs that Goatmoon has done since like the Variat era. The Dark Fury side has 2 songs, which are a lot more straightforward, but there's good riffs, good vocals, so again, no complaints. Fucking ridiculous, man. Yeah. Anyway, there's the album cover. I think this is pretty cool. I like it. There's the back, Goatmoon, Dark Fury, Darker Than Black, Merchant of Death. Very cool. You do get this printed inner sheet right here. Goatmoon side right there, just some credits. And the Dark Fury side, you pretty much always have this mosque with ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And again, some credits. This is just black vinyl. Goatmoon side, Dark Fury side. I think this was limited to 1,000 copies, but there was also some pretty weird colored variants from what I remember. But 100%, this is for the Goatmoon fans. If you like Goatmoon, the song on here is fucking awesome. And like I said, very atypical for Goatmoon in this newer day and age. It doesn't sound bouncy. It doesn't sound like a happy song. It's pretty feral and raw, like I said. So check it out if you're interested. That's Goatmoon split with Dark Fury. So if the nature of the 7-inch that I just showed made you a bit uncomfortable, here's a bigger 12-inch record for you to shove in your pussy. This is Nordvrid with Legion Nordvrid. I've talked about Nordvrid before. Norwegian black metal. They formed in like 2004 or something. 14 years ago. Ooh. This is the second album from 2012. And this band has 5 full-length albums now. And it's one of those bands where they don't really fuck around with EPs and splits and shit. They did a demo in like 2006 and then 5 LPs in a row. Like I said, this is the second one. I think the first one is Hammer Prophetti. And then they did, Monument Victoria and State of the Art. And then they did Confrontation in 2015. And that's probably my personal favorite. I have it, it's actually pulled out because I was listening to it pretty recently. Now, I fucking love this band. It's very angry, it's very aggressive, it's very fast. But something about it, man, it just really catches my attention. It's got very pained vocals. The musical performance on this thing is second to none. Really, Nordvrid in general does something that I don't really notice a lot of the times, and I know a lot of people do, and maybe it's just me. But the drum performance on pretty much any Nordvrid, but this specifically, is absolutely fucking fantastic. Like, noticeably fantastic. Because I'm not really one who listens to it and is like, oh, that album has a great bass performance. Normally I just listen to it and like the way it sounds as a whole, but the drums on this thing stand out, man. And you got those nasty pain vocals, which I love. And I think Nordvrid's bassist is the guy who does guitars for Cavum, which is cool. Anyway, the packaging on this thing is fucking really nice. Let me show you. Here's the front cover. I don't really like the album cover much. It's basically just like a map. I think it's a map with the big Nordvrid logo in there, which I do like the Nordvrid logo, very cool. There's the back, Nordvrid and like runes. You got the track listing. Darker Than Black, Merchant of Death. There's the inside of the gatefold there. It's a pope kissing a little boy on the mouth. And you do get this really nice booklet. It's identical to the album cover on the front and the back, but the inside has some pretty fucked up imagery. Case in point, stuff like this, man. It's super dark. You got like a little boy, dead little boy. It says molested, justified by church. And on this side you have a priest and it says molester, justified by God. So really fucked up. Even on more pages you got like a dead lady, and then you got pictures of the band. Again, there's the Pope kissing a little boy on the mouth and another band member. Yeah, just really interesting pictures. I mean, there's obviously a message here, but yeah, figure it out yourself. And the vinyl itself is just black. I think there was like a white or gray vinyl or something like that. It came with a shirt, but I didn't really like the shirt, so I didn't bother. Absolutely fucking bulletproof, man. I really hope the other albums get a vinyl press, because right now the only ones that have been pressed on vinyl is Legion Nordvrid and Confrontation. And I know since the last time I filmed this video and then scrapped it, Hammer Prophetti is getting vinyl press as well, and I think it's already up for sale on Merchant of Death and shit. Fucked up. I was literally just saying that I wish that would get a vinyl press, and it did, so very cool. So check it out if you like fast, aggressive black metal. That's Nordvrid with Legion Nordvrid. Alright, so I have a bit of a confession to make. About 2 weeks ago, I kind of binged watch all of Brady's videos. And one of the things that he showed reminded me that I fucking needed it. And it was this. This is Enslaved with Viking Ligurveldi. This is the first Enslaved full-length album from 1994. And this one is extremely underrated. You just don't hear a lot of people talk about this record. When I hear about Enslaved, I hear about Frost almost every time. But this came out before Frost, and I would say that I like this at least as much as I like Frost. Though this is a little bit less Viking sounding, I guess, which doesn't really make sense, but I think you guys probably know what I mean. And I would say the thing about this album that's so cool is in 1994 in Norway, this, as an album that had came out with all of those other albums that were coming out in 1994, this is extremely ambitious. The songs are a lot longer, they're super heavy on the fucking keyboard riffs. Hell man, right when this thing starts out, pretty much the first thing you hear is a keyboard riff. It's fucking awesome, but it was very uncharacteristic for Norwegian black metal in 1994. Besides that, you also have like synth work and shit like that. It was just not like the other things coming out. This album is super like hypnotic and mesmerizing. It's really fucking good and very overlooked. But I mean, this thing just got its first official vinyl press last year. Originally released on Death Like Silence Productions, which is really fucking cool. And there's kind of a bit of a story with that. You can go look it up if you're interested. Musically, man, this thing is just fantastic. I'm sure you guys have all heard it. I think my favorite song on this thing is probably the third song, Midgard's Elder. Somewhere near the halfway point, maybe near the end of the song, there's like a guitar solo that comes in, and it's sort of like really in the background, in the distance, kind of like buried in the music. In a good way. Really good, man. I love this thing. It's available now, so you need to get it now. Anyway, let me show you the packaging. So there's the album cover. Really fucking cool album cover. One of the better Enslaved album covers for sure. There's the back. This is before the silly band pictures came into play. Just 5 songs. You have some credits and shit over here. Now, strangely, the only place on this album that actually has the album title is in the gatefold on this little text up in the middle. But which, by the way, you have lyrics. You have the lyrics in its original language, which is Icelandic, and you have the lyrics in English as well, which is pretty much useless, but it's cool to know what the songs are about. But right here in the middle, it says these are Viking Ligurveldi lyrics in their original language, Icelandic. Yeah, I don't know why the fucking album title wouldn't be all over this thing, but it's not. You do have 2 printed inner sheets here, which are really nice. Just some cool pictures for each song on each side, which is cool. There's the other side right there for that one, and the other one has different artwork as well, like that, and like that. And this is white vinyl, 1,000 copies. Yeah, all the labels look the same, so that's what they look like. I love this thing, very overlooked. If you guys haven't heard this, go listen to it because it is fantastic. And yeah, Enslaved, Viking Ligurveldi. Next up, we got some Swedish black metal. This is Elusive with Total Desecration of Existence. Currently, the most recent Elusive full-length album from 2015, I think. So the vinyl press of this has been out for a while now. I think at the end of 2016 is when it came out. But this was originally only put on cassette when it initially came out. And this was reissued at the same time as the other one, which was Until a Contempt of All Life. I had to go fucking look. So I think we all know, but this is the same guy who does everything for the bands Beketh Nextmu and Mystic. But I actually like Beketh Nextmu and Mystic more than I like Elusive. Beketh Nextmu is a lot more ambient and atmospheric, and Mystic is a bit more mystic sounding, I guess. This is a lot more sort of aggressive, and while I have no complaints with aggressive music, a lot of the times I prefer the sort of more atmospheric, ambient stuff. That being said, this isn't entirely just straightforward, raw, aggressive black metal. There are synths on this album that are hang a bit more subtly in the background, which makes the atmosphere very creepy, so there's no complaints. But this album is just pretty fast, almost the entire way through. Which again, no complaints, I just don't like it as much as some of this guy's other projects. But musically, it's a great, super interesting album. I like it a lot. So let me just show you the packaging. You guys have all seen this, but there's the album cover. I think it's like a tomb or something. It's kind of hard to tell. It's nowhere near as cool as the other 2 album covers. There's the back. Great picture of the dude right here. I like this up top. It says no fun, no trains, no companionship, no life, no nothing. And you have the never stop the madness thing down here, which is cool. You do get this really fucking cool inner sleeve with a very nice picture of the guy himself, very cool. And the other side you got lyrics. Yeah, it's just black vinyl, but the label on the other side is actually quite cool. So I just decided to pull this one out and talk about it now, even though you guys have all seen it. I've just been listening to it a lot more recently, and you know, so I had it pulled out anyway. Actually, I didn't even really choose to show this in this video. My friend Annika has picked pretty much everything that you've seen in the last like 4 videos, and this is no exception. I had it pulled out, so it was kind of in the list of things for her to sort of choose from that I hadn't talked about. But that's a lot of fun because for me the worst part is kind of choosing the records. Anyway, great fucking album. I don't know if you can get this now. I think you can get the CD probably relatively easily. I don't know. As Liz said, total desperation of existence. Okay, we have another split here. This is Drooped, split with Passage de Hiver. From what I remember, this kind of came out of the blue. And Passage de Hiver has kind of sort of kept its head down for quite a while now. But this popped up on Season of Mist, and pretty much anything with Passage de Hiver's name on it goes super fucking quickly. I don't know that this did. I was actually in Tokyo when this dropped, and I bought it immediately. I mean, from what I remember, man, this thing took fucking ages to show up. I might be wrong. That's for some reason my head is telling me that it did. But fucking hell, man, this is a fantastic fucking split. And really, I'm not even that big of a Drooped fan, but the stuff on here is really, really good. So much so that I almost want to go back and listen to more of the Drooped stuff, because I haven't heard it all. But from what I have heard, a lot of it's pretty forgettable. But the stuff on here is really fucking good. Just a great atmosphere, really, really good melodies throughout. But it is a lot different from the Passage de Hiver side. Basically, you flip the record and it starts out with like acoustic guitar and the sound of wind and shit. But when the song hits, it's way fucking different from the Drooped tracks. It's incredibly lo-fi, and it has that sort of signature Passage de Hiver, like almost like whirlwind blizzard sound. I think the Passage de Hiver side would benefit from real drums, but it's hardly a complaint. It's just fucking good. And the Passage de Hiver song is like 20 minutes long. But it's really fucking cool, man. I like both sides of this thing. Every song in this thing is really fucking good. The Drooped tracks, it's cool, like the first song sort of ends on like more of a low note, and then when the second song hits, it hits like a fucking hammer. Just real hard, right into fucking great riffs. It's just a good goddamn split. Anyway, let me show you the cover here. So obviously that's the Drooped side, which I actually prefer this cover over the Passage de Hiver side, which is just kind of like frosty shit. There's the inside. You got lyrics for the songs, Drooped, Passage de Hiver, very cool. Now when I saw this go up, pretty much all the vinyl variants were available, but I got the one that sort of fit the best with the cover, which is like this bronze colored vinyl. Very cool. There's the Passage de Hiver side and the Drooped side there, very nice. So yeah, 500 copies for this variant of the record. I don't know if you can get this anywhere now. Any of the variants, I'm just not sure. I haven't looked for it since I bought it, so I have no idea. But if you can, get on it because this thing is great, man. So that's the Drooped split with Passage de Hiver. Alright, finally, this is where I fucked up last time. This is Martrod with Transmutation of Wounds. I kept calling it Transmission of Wounds last time. So just 2 tracks long. This is kind of a super group, I guess. Members of Mysterium, Blue Dust Nord, Krieg, shit like that. And side note, Rest didn't play anything on this. It's actually quite funny because you can see, like if you look at YouTube comments and shit like that, you'll hear people say like, oh, the Rest influence on this is crazy obvious. And he didn't play. He didn't have anything to do with this, so it's quite funny. Apparently he was supposed to do some guitar work for like an intro and an outro or something, but just couldn't, didn't have time, whatever. I don't know, it's listed everywhere that Rest played on this, but he did not. So, whatever, not really much to talk about. I'll just show you the album cover right there, very cool. There's the back, 2 songs. The songs sort of repeat on both sides. Released on Fallen Empire and Territory Possessions. I don't remember limitations or anything like that. It may never have been specified, but this is the white vinyl, the super weird Martrod logo. This sounds, it kind of reminds me of Scoff. If you guys remember, it's very hellish, nightmarish, almost like a death metal-y approach to black metal. and that's what this is. So I'm curious to see if this project ever does anything else. Maybe Rest will have a hand in any future releases, we'll see. But I've been playing this thing, I kind of forgot I had it for a long time, but I've played it a couple times recently. It's really good, man, so if you're interested, definitely check out March Rod. That's Transmutation of Wounds. Alright, so that's it. My camera's about to die, so I kind of had to fly through that last one. I'm going to not let there be a massive gap in between videos this time. But with me, it's always unpredictable, so we'll see. Anyway, thanks for sticking around, and we'll do this again real soon. Later.